Hi, today we are discussing suicides in men caused by mental health within the UK. We will be focusing on it and presenting a case study on the Calm campaign. To start, we will define mental health and go over suicide statistics. Then we'll talk in depth about the Calm campaign and discuss what they do well, and we'll conclude the presentation with our recommendations.
My name is Shen, so I'm going to start off by defining what mental health is. So mental health includes our emotional, psychological and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel and act. It helps also to determine how we handle stress, relate to others and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence throughout adulthood.
So now we're going to talk about suicide facts and figures. And to start with, in 2018, there were registered 6,507 suicides within the UK. And 3/4 of these registered deaths were among men. And this is the case now since the mid of the 1990s. And especially from 2017 to 2018, men's suicide rate increased significantly compared to, for example, the female suicide rate, which stayed consistent over the past 10 years. And furthermore, male aged 45 to 49 years, they tend to have the highest age-specific suicide rate. And the most common method to kill themselves is through hanging. And according to sources, 59% of these men hang themselves. So now next to me you can see a statistic of the suicide rate within the UK among gender in a time slot of 18 years, so from 2000 to 2018. And besides, all the light blue bars represent the suicide rate of men, and the dark blue bars represent the suicide rate of women. And as one can see, it's obvious that light blue bars are significantly higher compared to the dark blue bars, and the numbers of suicide of men are twice as high than compared with the female numbers.
Now I'm going to talk about the Calm campaign. So Calm stands for Campaign Against Living Miserably, and it's a leading movement against suicide. In the UK, this is the single biggest killer of men under 45 and causes 18 deaths every day. Calm was first launched by the Death of Health in Manchester in 1997, followed by Merseyside and Cumbria in 2000, and then Luton in Bedfordshire. Until 2011, Calm was aimed at men aged between 15 and 35. However, by this time there was a growing number of male callers over the age of 35 and an increased number of suicides in older men. After consulting extensively with supporters, funders and commissioners, Calm expanded its remit to cover all men in the UK. In 2012, Calm updated their memorandum and articles of association to reflect this.
Another aspect of Calm's social marketing plan is to stay customer orientated. This means that Calm focuses on their target audience, which consists of young men to middle-aged men, and they're just trying to show some interest and understanding for these men's lives and feelings and problems. And therefore, Calm tries to involve them into the local Calm community, and they build up a program which is called Calm Collectives. And this program consists of sub-programs like the football collectives, running collectives, and art collectives. And every man who is at risk to commit suicide or even not can join these several programs just to surround themselves with other men and to share experience and maybe the same problems, and to encourage and motivate each other within the local Calm community. And by the way, the main reason, or one of the reasons why men commit more suicide compared to women, is that they just don't talk about their feelings and problems. So subsequent to that, this is one way how Calm tries to give these men at risk a possibility to reach the feeling of real human connection within this community again.
Now I'm going to talk about Calm's social marketing plan, and to begin with, I'm going to talk about the behavioural side of it. So the behaviour, they focus on changing people's specific actual behaviour, attempt to reduce the suicide rate of men living in the UK. The aim is influencing specific behaviours, not just attitudes, knowledge and beliefs, and also challenges boring male stereotypes and encouraging positive behavioural change and help-seeking behaviour, using cultural touch points like art, music, sport and comedy. I'm also going to talk about creating awareness. So there's a usage of different tools, channels, Calm website, email marketing, events, public relations. Besides, Calm is reachable via Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, the social media platforms. They have their communities and spread their message through universities, pubs, clubs and prisons across the country. Campaign with media partners, brands and ambassadors to spread awareness of suicide and its devastating impact with campaign like Project 84, Don't Bottle It Up and the Best Man Project. Therefore, Project 84 is an installation located in South Bank in London. These life-size structures are of 84 men and are located on the tops of the ITV buildings. The artwork represents on average the number of men that die of suicide in the UK each week. Don't Bottle It is a campaign used to show men that it's okay to let out their feelings and not bottle them up. The campaign is a video ad of Chris Hughes saying don't bottle it up. The Best Man Project shares inspiring stories, wisdom and knowledge from best friends all over the country. Examples of those include the Duke of Cambridge, Rio Ferdinand, Loyal Kana, Roman Hemp, Hamza Arshad and many more.
Another aspect of Calm's social marketing plan is traditional fundraising and donations. Calm is a non-profit organization, which is why donations and fundraising are extremely important to keep the campaign funded. Donations are especially important because they help answer life-saving calls, produce materials, run the chat website, as well as keep phone lines open all night.
Another program Calm set up is the volunteer program, and so everyone can jump in who wants to support the Calm campaign. And these volunteers became really essential for Calm success, and they're just trying to start the conversation with other people through the UK, and therefore they're attending on all sorts of events, at sport matches, festivals, open days, just to represent the Calm campaign, to create awareness, and this by means of their personal talent and expertise. But what they can't do, apparently, is to help Calm out in terms of their mental health support, because they're actually not educated for that. Finally, Calm does event marketing. This means they're taking part at events like the Hackney Half Marathon, London to Brighton, the Great Manchester Run, just to create awareness, be present, and to strengthen the Calm community.
So now we'll be talking about what Calm does well. So Calm provides numerous ways to educate and protest to the public regarding suicide. So these include volunteers that shout loudly, raise awareness, and make an impact. They also allow individuals to help spread the word in their everyday lives, and they'll help provide the materials to do so. So individuals are allowed to host events that will help spread the message, and Calm will provide the volunteers and the materials to these gatherings. Calm also uses safe and effective messaging that doesn't glamorize or present suicide as a common event. They use stories from real people, including the Calm collectives, and they use eye-catching, unexpected messages, as previously stated in the unveiling of Project 84. So also, information is localized, which means that by keeping it local and targeting only the UK, it has helped build their brand to reach out to more people. Lastly, Calm uses credible channels and messengers to help spread their word. So using volunteers and everyday people to speak about their personal experiences, as well as using the appropriate marketing channels like social media and ads, has helped build the Calm brand, as well as help many people who have needed to call their hotline. So after thoroughly researching the Calm campaign, we created a list of recommendations we feel would help improve this social marketing strategy. So in the future, Calm could look into creating a campaign for women in suicide. Although that men do account for 3/4 of all suicides in the UK, women are not left unnoticed. They account for 25% of suicides in the United Kingdom, which is still a large number. And we feel that everybody should feel as if they have somewhere to turn to or someone to turn to during a mental health emergency, not just one specific group regarding men. So although that Calm does provide support for anyone who needs it, it's mainly targeted towards men. Calm should create an app that users can log into for motivation, advice, and help. Their use of marketing through social media is a great way to target the younger, like 15 to 35-year-old audience. But in order to target men over the age of 35, Calm could market through newspaper or magazine ads, online shopping ads, as well as continuing their contact through emails. Another thing they could do is post ads on public transportation, including the tube, bus, and train. And lastly, implementing a 3-digit hotline number. So currently in the United States, they're implementing a 3-digit hotline number for mental health emergencies. We feel as if Calm should implement this strategy because it not only makes it easier for people with a crisis to contact the hotline, but it also reduces the stigma of those in need calling for help. Here we have a quote. It says that no one is embarrassed to call 911 for a fire or emergency, and no one should be embarrassed to call 988 for a mental health emergency. So that concludes our presentation today, and we really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.